Hey folks, welcome back. So in the last video we discussed about introduction to Python. So in this video we will cover the basics of programming. So that is what is program and basic terminology of programming, and yeah, we can skip this part, Python installation and Python program. Oh yeah, we already did this in last video, so we can skip that as well. And yeah, we can discuss Python indentation and Python comments. So let's start with program. So what is a program? So program is a set of instructions to solve a specific problem. So we give instructions to the computer in the form of a program, and it executes it, and it gives the output based on whatever we written in the program. So yeah, that's all about program. And coming to basic terminology of programming, so input. So we give some input to the computer, and it processes it. The input can be in the form of text, image, or file, or audio, yeah, something like that. And we do math, some kind of additions or subtractions, or assigning a variable, some data to variable, and yeah, doing some operations on it, or storing the data, something like that. And conditional execution. So when coming to conditional execution, so if a variable has some value, and then we want to perform some operations on it, otherwise we want to perform other operations. Let's say if name equals to ng, and then I want to greet the user, otherwise I just don't want to greet the user. So in that kind of situations, we can use if else conditions and write that. So yeah, mostly it's if else conditions when we say conditional execution. So coming to repetition, so in some cases, like we need to execute the set of instructions like 10 times or 20 times based on the requirement. So in that kinds of situations, we will use repetition, which is a for loop or a while loop. So yeah, that's about repetition. So perform some action repeatedly, or usually with some variation. So coming to output, so once we do all these processes, and then like using conditionals and repetition, that is for loop or while loop, and after doing all that stuff, we will get some output. So that is output. Let's say if we want to convert some RGB image into grayscale image, then the output is a grayscale image. So coming to Python installation, actually we don't need this. So when we click on this link here, we can go to Python downloads, and here you can find all the releases, and you can download a specific release that you want, and then you can install that. So yeah, we already did this part, so you can skip it. Just use the print statement, and inside that use hello world. It will just print that hello. So coming to Python indentation. So indentation is very important in Python. So because the blocks, when we write the programs, and when we use the loops or conditionals, that is if condition or else or elif, something like that, and then we will move that block of code inside that block, right? So there we will use indentation. So indentation refers to the spaces at the beginning of a code line. So yeah, let's go to VS Code. Well, let's create a file. Let's call it as playground.py, and let's give name equals to input, enter your name, and name equals to ng, and then print you are a Python programmer, else print let's start learning maybe Python, right? So here we can see we have a space here, uh, four spaces, or a tab space we can say. So mostly we will use spaces instead of tabs. So here we can see this. So this is called a block of code. Let's say if I want to assign any variable, score equals to 90, something like that, and then this is the block of code. And we can also have something like if score is greater than 80, then print awesome, else print not awesome. So let's execute this. So here we can see this these lines, right? So these are all blocks. This is indentation. Here we have 4 spaces, and at the same level we have 4 spaces. If when we see at line number 6, so we have 8 spaces, 4 spaces for the first block, and other 4 spaces for the second block. So this is called indentation. Let's try to execute this program. Python 3 and playground. Okay, where are we? Let's do ls nothing. Okay, maybe we are yeah, let's check that. Yeah, here we are. Python 3 playground.py, enter your name. My name is G. So here we can see that the output. Okay, that's fine. So let's talk about the Python comments. Let's go back to the browser again. So here we can see comments are used to explain Python code, and it makes code more readable, and it starts with a symbol hash. Let's go back to VS Code again. So here, let's say, if someone is reading this program, I want them to enter the name as Anji. So what I can do is, like, I can add a note here. Let's say note, if you are Python programmer, then give input as Anji. So when I execute the same code here, John, so we can see that the first line of code is not getting executed. So when Python C reads this program, it finds the first symbol as hash, and it considers it as a comment. So though we have a line here, so Python interpreter will skip that line because that's a comment, and then it executes the remaining code. So when a when a programmer comes here, and if he reads this program, and then he can able to see this. So this is a comment, and we added a note here, so it says this. And now he runs the program again, and this time he gives the input as ng, and he'll get the proper output here. So yeah, that's all about comments. So it improves the code readability, and whenever we want to add any notes, like we can add something like here. So that's all about comments and indentation part. So if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.